Also, did you know that there's no camera audio when you send me the files?
Really?
Yeah, because last week you were explaining it to somebody and you were like, yeah, she just matches the peaks on the two audios.
What are you talking about?
I never get audio.
It shows audio, right? Oh, no. No, there's never audio because I don't film on the camera. Of course not.
It's okay. I mean,
How do you
obviously.
do that?
This is 51.
51. Okay, so do we just roll now or?
I think we're good with this. Is cool because we
Producer's here.
Well, because we were talking about this last week, so I actually think it's appropriate that people get the updated version.
Yes.
Because then we talked about that in the episode.
Updated version of what?
Of the correct audio sync issue.
Well, we talked about the
that's
clap
right, because
and
you told
everything.
that's who you were explaining it
Yes.
to. You were telling everyone that Haley
Yes.
looks at the audio, and then I was sitting there editing, and I was thinking,
Nope,
she
nope,
doesn't.
that's not how it works.
So-
because we don't record under the camera, we take an HDMI camera output from this camera, and this camera to a switcher that records to an SD hard drive. Then we upload the video only with no audio.
You're making me sound like people are gonna be like, "Wow, Haley really does."
She's basically like a rocket scientist, like basically from NASA.
It feels like that when I'm doing the slow track because all I can hear is it's like rockets going off. I'm sure my husband is walking by my office like, "What is she doing in there?"
Are you working at a home office when you do the production?
Most of the time, yeah.
Cool.
It's a closet office.
Hey,
you know,
I've had those.
COVID made us transform a lot because my husband works from the basement still.
Yeah, no, that's real.
He still works from home.
Do you ever let Graham or
never
Scotty decide you know what, just cut that part, Mom? Like that part's no good.
No, but they do like watching it. They do. They will come by and like watch it. So because they know you guys, and they'll just look and they'll just like watch, or they think it's fun, and yeah.
Patricia will send me clips every once in a while of her daughter Maddie.
Oh,
well, she's selecting music to put behind whatever social media stuff, and she'll be sitting there and there's nothing happening, and then she'll put on like a chill hop kind of beat, and Maddie starts going. This little fat baby, like it's a pudgy baby. She's doing this. I'm like,
The amount of times that I have heard the little track that plays at the pre-roll 2-minute countdown.
Oh yeah.
Because when I was making it, my kids kept walking by, and they would say again, and then they would dance to it because it's super upbeat right now. But yeah, I eventually got to the point. So then, like, of course, when I'm here, like on Sunday morning, and I hear the track, I'm like, oh, God.
Yeah. That again.
Time to change it.
That's how we feel about some of the songs we do on the worship team.
Yes.
Like, oh,
I
yes.
understand that. There are those songs. Yes.
Yeah. But episode 51.
Yeah, and this is heads up. This is going to be a little bit of a mixed bag.
It is.
Because yesterday, which was awesome, yesterday at Radiant Life, we observed both baptism and communion
And it was amazing.
together as a church family.
It was
I
awesome.
think 43 people got baptized.
44.
Yeah.
44.
Brandon, there was one more that came up at second service.
We were clearing stage.
Weren't
and
you in there?
Oh,
Were
I
you
might
not in
not have
there?
been paying
Yeah.
attention.
Yes, you were, because we were playing
There was a
Shaker
couple
in the.
people.
Well, yeah, somebody came
There were
up.
two
There were two people that came up,
Yeah.
and I think Brandon.
I think
said
I only saw the one.
Yeah.
I wasn't paying attention.
there was another kid. So there was a lady that came up first, and then a kid.
Okay.
And I had people asking
The
me
lady,
after
I was there for that one.
You were too busy playing the tambourine.
That was so. As a teenager, my parents got us going to. We connected with some people within the Latino community, and we started going on Sunday nights to a Spanish-speaking church. And I'm pretty sure there's some sort of magic where tambourines just appear, like during some worship songs.
Unauthorized versions.
Because it would just be like they're going, and all of a sudden, 95% of the people in the congregation have a tambourine.
Are they on beat though?
And they're just going to town.
Right.
Yeah, they were.
Because the worship leader's nightmare is
It is
when the people are clapping and it is
Yes.
offbeat, and you are listening to a click in your ear, and you are hearing those claps, and you're like, I
sorry.
cannot fix this.
The only thing that was more cool than that was also as a teenager, we were at a church in Chile, in South America, and this little like hole in the wall church. And partway through one of their worship songs, everyone just whipped a mandolin out from underneath their pew and started playing the mandolin. And I was like, what? This is awesome.
It's like Joel.
It's like Joel, but like 15 Joels.
Joel can play everything.
So
Oh yeah,
Joel
yes,
is,
everything.
It's crazy.
he's a multi-talented
Everything
musician.
except brass. Like literally everything. He's brought a tin whistle before.
Which,
I have a
okay, does
friend
he
like
not
that.
want to
Hate
play
those
brass? Because
Probably that's probably the only reason, because he just doesn't want to, because he could do everything else. He's played piano with us.
Yeah.
He's played every sort of stringed instrument you can think of. 2 years ago for Christmas, he's like, I hear a hammer dulcimer on this song for Christmas, and he goes on Facebook Marketplace, buys a hammer dulcimer, learns to play it, and plays it on a song.
This sounds exactly like
Joel's
a friend
awesome.
of mine. His name is Josh, so shout out to Josh. But he oh wait, that works, doesn't it? My friend Josh, not this one
or this one.
He is a drummer, and he's such a good drummer. But he also will play like for Christmas one year, he pulled out an accordion.
Oh yeah, Joel brought an accordion.
He also has played trumpet from behind the drums before, like on "Great Are You, Lord." Right, so he has done both at the same time.
I could hear
it was so good.
I'm trying to hear it.
I'm
trying to hear it.
It was so good.
Because isn't there
Like
one
with the
spot
melody line?
where you
No,
hit
it was
like
during the bridge.
Okay. No, no, no. Okay.
Yeah.
On the one.
See, because I actually
one
hear
sus.
like because don't you hit an octave at some point in Greater Lake, and they go up a little bit?
Yeah,
I could
I
totally
mean-
hear a
Well,
trumpet.
and it wasn't
doing that.
anything like crazy. It was just like adding some. It basically was like adding some like pad sound to it. It was
Nice.
just crazy. But he's played like we somehow in my first church they had old like orchestra instruments. So he's like, let's just bring out the timpani. Let's use that.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is amazing.
Heck yeah.
But yeah, he'll play like pads. He plays like I don't even know what else he plays. But the accordion is my favorite because it's just hilarious to watch.
Like
'Cause
Weird
it is
Al
just
style.
massive. Well, and he's done it from behind the drums before. So he's like
crazy.
sitting there with the drums all around him with this huge accordion on his lap.
I
Like,
love the accordion.
It sounds so cool.
There's only 2 instruments that are banned from
Okay,
our
what
worship
are they?
team. They're banned. Like you bring that, you're gone.
Okay.
The first and probably most important is bagpipes.
I knew you were going to say that.
You are gone. You're just you're gone.
Have you ever had someone like
No.
Is this because
This
you've
is preemptive.
experienced- Okay,
This
good
is
idea.
preemptive. Like I've heard the sound of a bagpipe. Therefore,
Dave,
I've made this law.
Dave, I don't know if you listen to the podcast or not, but if you do
Dave
learn how to
Taylor?
play, no, a different Dave. If you learn how to play bagpipes, we'll fight JB on your behalf. to
You
get
won't
your
win.
I
bagpipes
don't know
on.
about that.
The other one is we had it and we did use it for some time. The stomp fiddle thing that had like a pie pan on it. And a
Do we still
spring
have that in the
and a
barn?
bell.
Well, okay.
My guess is Fishes
We
burned it.
we used it for one song. You remember that?
Oh, it was awful.
Who is the?
Wren Collective or whatever.
Yes, the Build Your Kingdom here. So we got that instrument specifically for that song because they utilized one,
Ooh.
and like no, it was
You
like
gotta
a
look it
really
up.
weird.
It's terrible.
It's a stick with like a weird spring.
Honestly, when you said stick, all I could think about was a rain stick.
See,
Rain sticks are cool. We have
Yeah,
that.
they are.
We have that.
I'm curious if I can
Guy.
find a picture of a stomp.
There, it's horrible. I mean, it's a horrible thing. It's got like a bell on it. It's got a pie pan.
Would
thing
you
that
allow a
s-
kazoo?
At that time, I kept coming. Josh will tell you, I would come to rehearsals and I would start doing different things during rehearsal. I'd be like, "Is this okay in the Wesleyan Church? Like, I don't even know. How does it? What
What
do
about a
people
This one calls it the devil stick.
agreed? A devil
Oh,
stick. Okay,
So that's a stomp.
we're gonna
Can you-
show.
yeah, okay.
We're gonna
Get it in focus.
Is it gonna-
Is it gonna focus? We need to look away, Josh.
away.
Look away.
Yep, there it goes. That's a stomp fiddle, y'all. And
Okay,
as
no,
it
no,
is
no.
rightly called, you see that? Devil stick.
What about a
Oh
recorder?
boy.
I like recorders. I'm down for it.
Have you ever listened to the bad recorder version of
Yes.
the Titanic song?
So
I
funny.
can't. I cry.
He's on like the shores of
every
a
time
lake or
I'm-
something.
I'm only laughing because I
Laugh,
just
crying
like
time.
my children will never know. Like I don't think they do that in school anymore. Like
Oh,
keep
my
the
kids
recorder.
do.
They
I
do.
mean, no, my kids go to a private school.
Well,
and
I went to a private school
They
and I
learn
learned.
recorder.
They do.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Can't
So
wait
if you
for
move
that.
to Sturgis,
Don't say if,
Here
say
we
when.
go.
Okay, hold on. We got to get going here
Sorry.
and talk about coffee because the coffee's getting cold. Everybody drink some coffee.
My black coffee. Here
Yep.
I am.
The black coffee. I have cream if you want some.
No, I'm good.
I got Lily has brought some. Okay. Everybody
I'm telling you. I'm not gonna say that because Chris will get mad at me.
Mr. Tallman will be angry.
Yeah. If I make a comment about black coffee, he's gonna be like, "Why don't you say that about my black coffee?"
Josh is carefully.
I don't know if I like this one.
It's a little tart. It's got some tartness to it. This is from Kenya. That's all I remember from the label. It's a Kenyan coffee, which is not really normal for us. Maybe we should have done espresso instead. We have that capacity now, friends. Okay, what do you say, Josh?
I don't know. Haley, you go
There has
first.
to be something citrusy in there. Maybe not.
I'm gonna say cherry, like dark
Yeah,
cherries.
something like. Yeah, I would agree with that because it's tart.
It's tart. We have had tart cherry actually as a
That was the thing.
yeah.
Shout out to La Barba.
I'm just gonna say cherry is gonna be mine.
Is there like?
I'm going to say
Is there chocolate?
grapefruit.
Grapefruit, chocolate,
Maybe.
cherry. Here we go. This is from Madcap. It's a kanzu. I said Kenya. It's Rwanda.
Well, that
Sorry.
I would have gotten it right.
Okay. Okay. Pineapple,
Makes sense.
allspice, and for the very first time,
Look at you.
cherry.
Jerry.
Look away. Look away. The coffee dork finally gets it.
You
correct.
Now, you were last week.
I'm so glad I'm here for this moment.
You were super close
I
last
feel so
week.
happy for you.
I drink a lot of coffee.
51 episodes later, and I get to celebrate you in my post-production.
This is 51 hours of drinking different coffee.
And you did it. It's because I'm here.
Cherry from
I'm a good luck
Rwanda.
charm.
Our little JP is scrolling right up.
I'm a good luck charm. Sturgis, the football team won Friday night. Okay.
Yeah, they are not.
Something
doing
happened
so hot.
yesterday. Something happened yesterday. Oh, Notre Dame won. So Rasika said that was because I was here too.
And they did not win just by a little bit.
No, they destroyed
Handily.
them. And then now here we are.
better
You've gotten your
team.
coffee. So I don't say it.
The pressure's on and you know it.
Look,
You knew
someone
coming
asked me at
this
church
trip.
yesterday. They're like, "So has anybody asked you to move here?" And
No,
I said,
no one has.
Only 500,000
what?
times.
Oh, that's a crazy idea. Jeez. You don't just fit in with us all and have a great time. And
So for those of you that maybe haven't watched previous episodes, go pay attention. We are joined in the studio today by
that's true.
our esteemed colleague from a different state,
And producer.
Haley Tallman. She hails from
Hi.
High Tower Mountain, North
Point.
Carolina.
Hi.
Carolina.
High Point.
High Point Tower Mountain.
High Tower Mountain.
High Point, North Carolina.
High
Yep.
Tower.
High Tower.
And she's with us again. If you've watched previous episodes, you've seen her. It's
my third
at least
visit.
one other time.
Yes.
So second time on the podcast, though, right?
Second time on the podcast. Third
So-
visit. Yep.
Yep.
Oh, so this is good. So we're mixed bag today because we
Haley is like
didn't have a message
the
to talk
remote
about.
creative arts director. That's really
That's what Rasika calls me.
so
Yeah, the remote
which is
creative arts
funny you
director.
call it that because I lean more towards the communications
morning.
director.
What was it you said?
well.
You said something this morning though. You're like, since Haley rejects being our communications, who was trying to get me to do something else?
Pam.
Oh, you thought I was going to a kids cohort.
Well, yeah, well, because that I
It was very confusing,
Overheard
maybe.
part of the conversation and I was confused.
He
Yes.
thought I was traveling 2 hours away to go to a kids cohort tomorrow.
Kids cohort. Where's that at?
It's up in GR.
Amy's
GR,
going,
okay.
but he thought it was me, and he was very confused.
Yeah, no.
It's not me.
Why is she doing that?
Yeah, no,
But-
creative arts director, I'll accept.
Yeah. Yeah. Not really communications as much, though she does
Some.
do some of that, but most of that is Pam. Yeah.
So we ran out of space on our doohickey, so we had to just change that.
we're
so
going to
we're-
cut that too, Josh.
Come on.
I'm gonna leave it.
Okay.
Yes.
Producers.
I'm
Haley
fighting.
Tallman.
I'm fighting for Josh's approval. It's been happening for a while.
Josh is very amicable. He really is.
No, I know. He just told me he's only. No, what was it you said? You said this is the second most disappointed I've ever been in you in my life.
But I also told you how you could make it all right.
Move to Michigan.
That's right. So here's what we need for y'all to do, our viewers and listeners.
Yeah.
You need to pray that if God so desires, which is important, right?
Yeah. And can we change the will of God by our prayers?
We
could go that route.
That's debatable.
We could.
But we pray that if it's His desire that Haley and Chris move to Michigan, that He gives them clear guidance on that.
Because we would want
think
their
it would be
kids to
super
come
cool.
too.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, we would have to bring Graham and Scotty with us. Yeah. You know, Graham was really upset that he didn't get to come, and his specific words were, I really wanted to see Fish.
Oh,
Because Fish made him balloon animals and snuck him chocolate when I wasn't looking when we were here this summer.
fish is so yellow.
And now Ryan didn't believe that that was actually true. So this morning, Ryan was like, call him, like Graham. And I was like, he's at school.
Fish does have kind of that magnetic personality, and a lot of it is because
so
he like
friendly.
I gotta figure out what color I am because multiple people.
I thought you knew.
No, because we've talked about it every time. But even Karen yesterday during a video shoot, she asked me if I was a red, and I was like, I don't know, but I do know what you're talking about.
She's an 8.
Have you not taken the?
No, I'm a 6.
I thought you were an 8.
No, a 6.
No,
she's
she's a 6.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Like most decent human beings.
Yeah, because we've talked about that before. But yeah, I don't know what color I am because I don't even know what the colors mean.
So I have a stack of the updated version. Remind me when we get back to church.
Okay.
I'll grab you one.
And we'll
it's just
find out.
It's got a QR code.
It's
You
really
take a
fast.
take a
Okay.
digital.
Yeah.
Well,
Do
the
the
amount of
assessment
people up
digitally.
here that ask me what color I am, and then I'm like, I don't know.
Listeners, viewers, we're talking about I said this.
Right.
You heard
I
that.
bought the book.
It's a
I
great
just haven't
book.
done it yet. I haven't done it yet,
Oh,
but I did
it's
buy it after you
so
told me
good.
to.
So good.
Let's take predictions real quick. What you think?
Oh boy.
I'm going to say red.
You think she's a red?
Yeah.
We'll see who's right.
It'll probably be like
Are there 4 colors?
4
Yeah.
colors.
Okay.
And
What is
this
it? Red, blue, green, yellow?
Yeah, but it's based so choleric, sanguine, phlegmatic, and melancholic.
Greek.
That
Are
is
the
different language to me.
That's yeah, it comes from like
So
a
you don't think
super
I'm
old
red?
school. I don't know if you are. You're probably blended with yellow. So you're like a nice orange.
Yeah, that's
So-
probably a good call.
But
I really appreciate, as the creative arts director here, that you went with color theory for my color.
Blended. What's the hex code for that exactly?
Couldn't tell you.
so I have options here, guys. I
Okay.
brought along
Okay.
poetry for
We have
Neanderthals.
to keep in mind that we are not 3 minutes in.
Oh no, I know.
Okay.
that's
we're-
all right.
Okay.
We're like 23 minutes in.
23 minutes.
Yeah.
But as far as a recap from yesterday, baptism, super cool. Communion, super cool.
Awesome.
Now let's talk about
Also,
random
youth,
stuff.
let me tell you, youth last night, y'all. It was amazing.
heard.
Did
Pretty
you get
good?
that text?
I did, and my kids came home, and they were pretty excited.
It was absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Like, I was so blessed to be there with them. They did worship in the round,
so
and they set it up themselves
the lobby there.
in the lobby.
So I saw part of the text, but not
Did
a
you see the
picture.
picture?
No. So that's why I was like, this is
on.
random.
I'm gonna show
pretty
you
cool.
because I have it, and it was absolutely incredible. And I told Rasika, I like commended her. I was like, it is amazing that you are leading them and giving them the space to worship how they want to, and like create, like helping them create that space without it becoming too programmed and too, like, it was just so genuine and beautiful. I mean, I just like put my camera down for a while and just worshiped with them because it was just so pretty. But this is what it looks like.
Oh, cool.
Can we do this? Can you lean
Yeah.
away? Are you lean away?
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Oh, that's crooked. Wow. That is what worship at youth looked like last night, and it was absolutely wonderful. So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got it.
yep.
Sweet. All right. So mixed bag number 1.
Okay.
That's
Poetry
number
for
1. I
Neanderthals.
think we've already done mixed bag like 3,
Wow. Okay.
4.
Well, so mixed bag number 5 then. If we've
Okay.
done 3 and
Okay.
4. So
Okay.
have you ever played this with us, JB?
No.
No, because you don't.
I could tell you on one hand the games I've played in my whole life. So Monopoly is
Are
one.
you okay?
No, Stratego.
Never heard of
Remember
it.
that game?
Yeah.
Chess and checkers. And maybe
JB, are you kidding?
Candyland.
No,
Maybe Candyland.
that is false. You set up like a euchre tournament.
Oh, euchre too. Yeah, euchre. Okay, so that's 2 hands. Euchre. And yeah, there's another euchre event coming up pretty soon, I think.
Okay, so
I'm sorry.
You know what euchre is?
I don't know about that.
Very Midwest.
I don't know what euchre is, but I remember making the first graphic.
It's so
Euchre's fun.
Did you know we're coming up?
really?
Did you know we're coming up on 2 years?
Good grief.
We talked about this the other night at
That's
the football
crazy.
game.
Well-
It is almost my 2-year work anniversary.
Wow.
well because it was
Because
Christmas.
you contacted me.
Yeah.
But you contacted me before Christmas. Like this, you contacted me
because
before.
we
I
were
thought it was
looking.
Ryan.
No, so
It was him.
Gosh.
so it was like,
That's
hey,
fine.
we
You
don't.
can take all
We,
credit.
no, that's false. But
Do a little bio here.
yeah, we
Fiverr.
Fiverr.
needed somebody for a graphic.
Yeah.
I went to Fiverr.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this girl like has church experience.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the sample graphics. Like this is good.
Yep.
And
Because then Ryan contacted me next for the next series, which was Awaken. So Awaken was my first series, and I made it.
Yeah.
And then you messaged
Well, the
me
guys-
for a phone call.
Yeah, the guys were telling me how they were using Fiverr to contract with this person, and I see all these graphics coming. I'm like, hey, let's onboard this person.
Yeah.
Let's bring this person on and stop paying Fiverr and all. Sorry,
Yeah.
Fiverr. And Ryan was down for it.
Yeah.
That's where we went.
And then yesterday, this is hilarious, in the green room, like after baptisms, I guess it was people who were on the baptism team, and someone introduced me to them, and they were like, "Oh, how did they meet you?" And I was like, "The internet." I was like, you can date people on the internet, you can find friends on the internet, and you can find employees on the internet as well. It's just like,
creative arts directors.
Yeah. So anyway.
Nice.
Okay,
All right,
back to the games that
poetry for Neanderthals. So the way this works is you pull a card, right? So for example, this one, you've got two options, passage or underground passage. And you have to try to get everybody else to guess this word or this phrase, but you can only give them. Haley's played it, so she knows this is going to be fun.
Okay.
I'm laughing because this is going to be on the internet forever.
I know,
right?
which is awesome. So,
Okay.
but you can only use one syllable words to give them clues.
Hence,
So you can
poetry for
so, right, so
Neanderthals.
it's like this caveman poetry kind of thing.
Okay.
Are you tracking?
Sort of.
Are you tracking? So like if you were,
if it was passage,
it was
I'm
passage.
going to go ahead and embarrass myself first.
Oh,
okay?
Haley, look at you.
If it was passage, you could say things like, thing you go through for walk. I'm actually stuck now because I was going to say tunnel, and I can't say that.
You can't say tunnel. So
No.
normally,
Why can't you say tunnel?
because that's a
it's
two-syllable
syllables.
word.
Okay. Thing you go. Okay.
So
those are
thing
all
you go,
single.
thing you go
okay.
through.
Okay.
Yeah, those are all. See how I
Okay.
sounded like a Neanderthal?
I
though?
see it. I see it.
And now-
so
Thing you
it's
go through-
Kevin from The Office.
Yes, but in the full game, and I didn't bring this with me. There's an inflatable nose stick.
bring it?
I didn't. I'm sorry. I didn't want to like damage microphones and stuff.
You can hit him in the head. It's
Well,
not.
that's
So are you sure you don't need a camera operator for this part of the podcast?
there's
Positive.
there's an inflatable nose stick, and if somebody uses a two-syllable word, you have to hit them with the nose stick.
Okay.
It's-
Okay.
It's brilliant.
Literally looks like a caveman bat.
It does.
Okay.
It's super fun. So here's what we're gonna do, Haley. You just draw a card, and then you're gonna go first, and then me and JB have to try to guess.
Okay.
Because here's what I was thinking.
Okay.
And people,
Yeah,
like,
what were you?
Well, I was like, you know what? We've done 50 episodes of covering serious stuff.
Yeah.
But we're not just serious people.
I'm so glad you
I
chose
am
this.
generally I don't play games.
Clearly.
But
You just
I'm
said,
not fun. My wife will tell you.
Oh, I've never gotten that vibe.
so this is
Congratulations.
we're trying to stretch JB a
Thank
little
you.
bit.
Okay. Here we go.
I'm so glad you chose me to be on. Like this episode is like, you know what? Haley's here. Let's not talk about anything
Except we
serious.
have a serious theological question for you at the end.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Can I just pick
So,
one?
yeah, just pick one and then go. We'll see if we can guess it.
Does it matter if it's the?
No,
what's
you
the
just
difference
pick.
between these
Just don't let
guys?
us see it. So
Yeah, I
just,
know, but the sides, green or red?
Did you say green?
Gray? What color is that? It's like
That's-
that's like a forest green.
I'd put it more of a. I mean, there's
JB,
a
what
little
color
bit
is
of
that?
green, but
That's
it's more
brown,
gray.
Brown gray color.
Are y'all?
Hold it up next to this thing. This is green. That's not green.
That is like a forest green, y'all. I would be the. Look at that.
I don't know if we should let her design graphics anymore.
It's definitely gray.
I'm questioning her ability to see color. That is absolutely gray.
At any rate.
Anyway, I'm gonna look this up on the internet later and
Yeah.
be like, what color are the other sides of the card? Okay.
So now you have to pick a new one because we saw
Yeah.
it said turkey sandwich. I'm really trying to get my head around how this works.
It's all right. So
You're gonna do it.
hey, I'll go after Haley just so you've got like another
Okay.
Okay.
idea. So okay. Make sure you speak into your microphone, Haley, because we want our viewers and listeners to hear too.
Okay.
Viewers listen.
Ready?
Yes.
Farm thing with spot.
Cow.
Boom.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
That's pretty impressive.
Thank
okay.
you.
Okay.
I'm a fun person. I play games.
All right, here we go. We'll do an angle switch on Josh here.
Thing you ride out west in with ox.
Wagon.
It can't be two syllables, right?
Yeah, no, the word, the
So-
guess
oh,
word.
yeah.
Okay.
The
Okay.
guess can be.
Wagon. Covered wagon.
Boom.
Okay. Okay.
Haley Tallman
Okay.
for the win. All right, so
All
just
right.
draw it. Don't let us
Oh
see
my
it.
gosh.
So we're gonna.
I'm just laughing because of how fast those were. I'm like, let's just.
Okay.
I believe in you. You can do it.
Okay.
Channel your Neanderthal.
Mean cat.
Leopard, tiger, cheetah, mountain lion, feral
Lynx.
cat, bobcat,
Lion.
Yes, lion.
You could keep going too. Like you don't have to stop at 2 words.
A mean
this is
cat.
like the conversation we had in the car.
It is.
Mean cat.
We're not gonna say the other
Mean
part.
cat.
Is that what?
Mean cat.
Hey, at least he used 2 of them. All right, let's do one more round. One more round.
All right.
No. Thing, bird, put, egg in.
Nest.
Hill. You climb. Hard to climb.
Mountain.
Part of hill.
Valley.
No.
Crest.
Mountain. Peak. Mountain peak. Mountain.
Bluff.
Mountain trail.
Precipice.
Mountain.
Part
cliff.
of hill
Peak.
that go up.
Trail.
No.
Rock path.
Elevation.
Rock climber.
Fall fast down this.
Face. The rock face.
Or roll fast down this. Like roof.
Shingle.
Mountain peak. Mountain top. Mountain.
What?
Like roof roll down this. Start again.
When you make roof, this is
Shingle.
no.
Altitude.
The
This is why JP doesn't play.
All right, I gotta try a new card.
Okay, yeah, good idea, yeah.
See if we can get you to get one. It was steep slope. Is what we was going
Okay.
for. So, we
Slope,
pulled
yeah,
that one out
sure.
earlier.
The roof. I get it now.
Yeah.
Fake meat, not
Spam.
not soft.
Fake meat jerky.
It's not tofu.
Oh, tofu.
Not soft,
Hard
but like hard.
Carrot.
tofu.
Vegetable.
I don't.
Tofu.
I don't eat.
Yes.
Tofu.
So once you guess part of it, then
You
I
can say
Okay, so
the double-
tofu is part of it.
Okay.
yes. Tofu word
Stick.
2.
Tofu.
Stir fry.
No. That's
Tofu patty. Tofu
no.
burger.
No,
Tofu
no. Tofu
Square.
is word 2.
Oh,
Soy tofu. Is that what?
burger tofu.
Not
Stick tofu.
not soft,
I don't eat
Hard
tofu.
tofu.
like hard, but
Firm. Firm tofu.
yeah. Boom.
Is that?
It's tofu that's not soft.
Can I
Okay.
make a
All right.
statement? If you're out there eating firm tofu,
Don't.
like,
Just stop that.
That's it. Go get a sandwich with some steak on it.
are you okay?
Okay.
All right, JB.
Okay.
Knock our socks off, man.
All right. Place you fill car.
Gas,
Gas
station.
station.
Look at that.
Okay.
Play games.
You're a pro, JB.
Yes. Okay.
People are gonna be so lost on this episode. They're really,
You know
is
what?
I think we're gonna lose subscribers.
that? We are not.
Let's see how many we have now.
I think we're at like 880.
Yeah, something like that.
So
Okay,
120
80.
more for our cool event.
So yeah, if
gonna
we
be super
go down to
awesome.
like 500 after this episode, then we'll know it was a bad idea. But
And I'll probably.
but
It's a
forget-
learning lesson.
if
Will I get fired?
after no
Okay, great.
if after this we actually like get to 1,000 within a week,
You'll know people want the fun things.
you know
Fun
what? I
games.
think that that will tell us something.
There you go.
I gotta
So-
think about a title for this. Mixed bag.
Mixed bag.
That's it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Okay.
Totally.
I like it. So I don't want to like totally bogart this thing. Like,
Okay.
you guys have anything you want to get into? In particular?
I was thinking like bio things, like to get to know Haley a little bit more. Like, how
like
did
that.
you get started in creative arts? What's your background in that world and so forth?
So I started working as a Yep. Sorry, my bad. I do the other side.
The
of
producer won't like it if the audio's not.
this. You're right. She won't. She'll be very mad. Anyway, so I started working as a worship arts director at my home church. So where I grew up, I got a job there, and no one was doing creative stuff at the time. And I was like, well, I'll figure it out. So literally everything I've done is self-taught.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
And
I know that's like just a there's my bio. But like, I didn't go to school for creative stuff.
Sure.
I didn't, we've joked before, like I have a master's degree in YouTube.
Same.
And
Yeah, my career.
so like video, all that stuff, I learned it on the internet.
Did you start on Canva like a lot of graphic designers?
I started on, yes. Yeah. Some
And then
graphics
moved
I
to
did
Photoshop.
yeah. And then moved to Photoshop. And I mean, Canva's come a long way.
Yeah.
Man. Like there's some crazy stuff on there. But yeah, Photoshop and then I taught myself Illustrator when they wanted like a logo update. So I did that. And then I had like dabbled in After Effects, but not as much until when I moved to my current church. I was hired as the worship and creative arts director. So it was like part of my job.
Yeah.
And so there I started doing sermon bumpers with After Effects. And then I had not worked with Premiere Pro as much until I started working with Radiant. So it kind of just like gradually everything,
Yeah.
Yeah. Whole Adobe suite.
Yeah. How long have you been in the creative arts world? How many years?
10.
Okay. So that's a
Yeah,
lot of
because I
experience.
I got hired at my home church when I was 23. So, and I think, maybe like 9 or 10, but yeah. And then I started doing all the freelance stuff because I was part-time and I thought, oh, I could make a little bit of extra money by doing this. And so that's how I got on Fiverr was I just had some side projects and then the rest is history. Yeah.
Now, listeners, viewers, she doesn't take any other clients.
I don't.
Just so you know.
I don't.
Don't even try that
I'm
stuff.
closed. Yeah. Someone asked
Other
me that
churches?
the other day. Someone asked, they said, so
Yeah.
how many, or do you still do that? And I'm like, absolutely not. Like that is way too stressful.
Yeah.
Like I have my people now and I
capacity.
do not want the more people. Yeah.
So were you always creative? Like, I mean, if you go back to like childhood, teen years, like, did you always have kind of that creative bent, or was it more of a necessity? Like you saw a need at your home church?
I really don't know. Like I never took art. Like that was never my thing. I did chorus, like, so, cause my first calling to ministry was a worship leader. So I did that from the start. I mean, I started leading worship in youth group when I was 17, taught myself how to play guitar. So like everything I've done, I like taught myself. And then I actually have a social work degree. So I went to school and have a social work degree, but the Lord very clearly called me to ministry and I started leading worship. And so like, as far as creative in that world, yes. But in terms of like art direction and visual representation, websites, all of that, no. That was not something I ever imagined myself doing. But now that I'm doing it, like, gosh, I love it. Like, I absolutely love it. So I feel like and JB and I've talked about that before. So I've told you, like, I feel very out of my element and you've been very encouraging of like, no, you're doing what God has called you to do.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, creative in my sister's a photographer. So like she's really creative as well. So it's interesting that we both ended up in creative fields. So
Are your parents creative?
In ways, but like my dad's an engineer. So I mean he can be creative, but
that's a
it's a different
type of
kind.
creative.
Yes. And my mom's a teacher, so she has to be. She's a second grade teacher.
Oh,
Yeah, so she's
I say you don't have to be creative to be a teacher. You
no,
could,
but so they're creative in different ways. Not necessarily in like, the arts world, but they're creative in different ways. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What's your favorite part of creative arts? Like and I'll just give examples of things that, font selection, color selection, visual identities, bumpers, video production, graphics. Like what, if you could pick to do a certain kind of creative artwork, what would it be? And like, that's all you did.
That's a good question.
Or do you enjoy the variety? I mean, that's okay too.
I do enjoy the variety. So I wouldn't say there's anything that I don't like. Actually, that's not true. There are a few things that I'm like, this is the worst. But not many things.
What's the worst?
That's a great question.
Well,
come on, be honest.
No,
She's gonna say, okay, y'all ready?
She's gonna say producing
Radiant
reflections.
no, I'm not gonna say that. That's not it. There are certain like things that feel like busy work, like little random things that are just kind of like, oh, this is gonna take forever. It's funny how it has changed over the years. So it used to be, I really enjoyed logos and branding. And then when I got into websites, I was like, this is my new favorite thing. I love to create websites and do that. Fun fact, I did the radio website and his productions website.
Yep.
But I'm also not taking clients. I'm sorry. And so I really do enjoy websites, but I honestly think in the last year or so, like ever since I stepped into the video role, like I love it. Like
Video.
And I know we talked about that recently with this video that's coming up. Like I feel very honored to be a part of some of these video stories, and it makes me like, it's not even just that I love the creativity of it, it's that I love being a part of the big story. And it makes me feel very like, because I've told people before, like the opportunity to use my gifts for like the kingdom is my most favorite thing, just because I know that may sound like, oh, that's such a churchy answer, but really, like I could be doing this kind of thing anywhere. Like I could be doing it out in, you know, for companies or whatever.
Or doing social work.
Well, probably not. But I like love that I get to work for a church and be a part of something bigger than me and be a part of like reaching people with the gospel. But I would say, since I took over a lot of video producing, that has become one of my favorite things. It's a lot of work and it can get overwhelming at times, especially like my last visit when we filmed 8,000 videos. But and I'm about to do that again.
You're going to film more this time.
I know. But I really, really enjoy that part.
Yeah, for those listening or watching, this is being filmed and recorded on Monday.
It'll release the
16th. But you will see probably one of my favorite pieces that Haley's done so far. If you were to come and join us at worship night, 6 p.m. at Radiant Life Church, 907 Nottawa campus, we have like an 11 and a half minute truncated version of a longer testimonial video we filmed right here in the studio. All we did. Like we just sent two camera feeds and audio, and that was all we did. Couple ideas on music, I think that was it. And then Haley created this really, really meaningful thing, this really deeply, and it honored the person's story, Rachel's story.
I got to meet her yesterday.
She's super cool.
Yeah,
she's one of our worship leaders.
I think she had no idea who I was at first, because I walked up to her, I'm like, hey, Rachel. And she's just kind of looked at me like, who are you? And I was like, I'm Haley. I did your video. And then it just clicked and we hit it off immediately. But I got to meet her, which was nice.
And her daughter was helping lead worship yesterday, Tenley.
That's her daughter?
End is her daughter.
Oh, she led last night at youth.
Yeah. She brings good energy.
She does. She is fun. So
come out and join us for that, and you can see that piece, and there'll probably be a couple other things this week before then we'll see that'll go out on.
There's already been 2, so if you look at the social media page, there's been 2 teasers.
So video production, that's exciting. Now, do you like to do the filming or the post?
Post
it. You prefer post?
Filming stresses me out.
See, I like to film. I could not. The post makes me do this.
It's a good team.
What?
And then I'm like, the neck is hurting.
Oh,
because you're crunched over the computer for hours. It's very tedious work.
After I did Rachel's video, I remember looking at. I went to the chiropractor because your neck, like it's just your arm is like out at your desk and you're just tediously like cutting and all that stuff. But it was good, but it was a lot of work. No, filming just makes me nervous because I'm just a perfectionist, and I'm like, if I don't get the filming right,
white balance,
it's going to make my post-production work harder.
Sure.
So that's probably why. It just gives me a little bit of anxiety.
Maybe she's got some blue.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm all of them. What color does that make, Josh?
Brownish gray. Kind of like the backs of these cars.
Full circle.
Full circle, yep. So post-production, but you do photography as well. Do you do photography for any other kinds of events or just the church, like just weddings? Church. You don't do wedding stuff like that?
No, my sister does.
Okay.
So my sister is like, plug to her. She is super talented. Like, it blows me away.
Is she want to move to Sturgis too?
No.
She's not moving to Sturgis, no. She's about to have a baby, so she's a little bit busy. Like,
her baby can come.
We do allow babies to live in Sturgis.
Do you? I mean, that's okay.
We like babies.
Like there's not a limit on the amount of babies that can be here?
No, just ask the Amish people.
Which, dude, first service yesterday.
Oh, yes. Praise God.
Yes.
I was so like, cool. What happened?
There were so many Amish people coming to watch family.
For baptism.
It was crazy. I had to ask about that because I was a little bit like... was happening.
God has actually brought quite a few families that used to be Amish to Radiant Life, and they're just kind of starting their newer journey with God in that context versus what they've understood as the Amish faith. And there's many, I mean, we want to be careful how we describe the Amish people. There are many born again Amish people that love Jesus and live this simple lifestyle out of honor and respect for their parents and traditions that they came up with. And then, like any other faith practice that's Christian, I should say, there's legalism. Like they believe they're getting to heaven because, just like any of us could say, we believe we're going to heaven because we give money at Radiant, or we go to Radiant Church, or we serve in ministry.
Radiant Life Church. We go to Radiant Life Church.
Yeah, Radiant Life. So
I just had to help you out there.
No, for sure. The language, we need our glossary.
We should. Well, we probably should have just thought about that a little bit more early on. I mean, I wouldn't change the name.
No.
I wouldn't change it, but that's definitely been a point of confusion. We've had people call us. They're like, hey, I need to sign up for this event. Like, that's not us. That's Radiant in Richland.
Richland, which is not really very far from us. About an hour.
Yeah, you can get there less than an hour, I think.
Yeah, but so we are now about 50 minutes in. What else, Josh? What else? Okay, I want to say this. This is totally sideways. Totally sideways. No, wait.
This whole podcast is totally sideways.
I have your next tattoo.
Okay. Is it Boba Fett playing a bass guitar?
What about mine?
I don't know what you just said.
I keep trying to convince my wife that would be a good one.
Okay. Show everyone your left hand, the inside of your left hand, unless it's a private note.
Oh, no, that's...
So Josh uses his hand. Josh, listen, I saw on Instagram yesterday, some guy on the palm of his hand, he got the word to do and then 4 lines with 4 little boxes with check marks on there.
That's awesome.
Tattooed on his hand. So he's just like, and it's nice and clean, straight lines right on the palm. And then he's washes his hands. That ain't going off. But the notes that he made are.
Blank
how?
canvas.
I mean, because I know, we've talked, well, I don't know if we've talked about it on the podcast, like the rings, those don't always last real long. So that's high abrasion.
I do feel like your hand would rub.
Well, you'd have to get it touched up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, every probably 2 to 3 years. Yeah. Yeah, and I have heard.
It's cheaper than a notebook.
Yes. I've heard the palm of your hand is a murderous
That sounds awful to me.
A murderous experience.
Oh, I don't know. See, I've heard different reports. Like, I've heard that it's super painful on the finger.
It is awful.
Because you got, like, not a whole lot of cushion there. I've heard the rib cage.
I've heard ribs
is really painful. So
yeah. Any of these clowns out there that say tattoos don't hurt, don't listen to those people.
That's not true.
Tattoos hurt.
They do.
They hurt.
They do.
But some hurt less than others, but they all hurt.
I mean, you have needles just repeatedly piercing your skin.
Yeah.
Like, what about that?
Do you have tattoos?
I have one tattoo, yeah.
I didn't think I knew that.
On my foot. People don't really see it that often, except in the summer.
So the next time you come to Sturgis and you get one, right? What do you have one in mind already? Okay.
I want it right here.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a big commitment. Forearm's a big commitment.
I know it is.
Do it.
I've been thinking about it for 2 years, so I feel like it's time.
Oh, 2 years. Yeah, and you're a grown person, so.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I have my husband's approval, so.
Hayden Miller. I like his work. If you're a local in Sturgis, Hayden Miller does pretty good tattoo work.
So do you want to share what it is or no?
Yeah.
It'll be, I want to get like a fine line, like lily tattoo, like out of the verse in the Bible that's, I can't think of it right off the top of my head because I feel under pressure.
The
but
lilies of the field.
That, like, if the Lord, basically, that new song, Jireh by, if he dresses the lilies with beauty and splendor, how much more does he love you? Yeah. Because I struggle with like anxiety for sure. So I think I would love to just have that right there as a constant reminder that
anxiety. So 6, you might be right. She might be blue.
I think she's probably a red blue.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're a purple.
That's
my favorite color.
I'm purple.
That's my favorite color. Wait, you think we would be the same?
I would guess because you're red or you're an 8 or I thought you were an 8. I should say. How was your score as a 6? I have scored as a 6 before.
Look, here's the thing. This is just a side note. So one time when I was in the office and I was I told one of our staff members that I was a 6. He was like, "No, you're not." And I said, "Yes, I am." And he's like, "No, you're not." And I said, "Would you like me to prove it to you?" So I literally took him into my office and I took the test right in front of him again.
Oh, wow.
It was a 6. And he's like, "All right, I stand corrected." I'm a 6 wing 5, if that means anything.
Well, yeah, it has to be.
I know, I'm just saying like that, if that helps you.
I don't remember what my wing was, but obviously it's either 9 or 1. So
There's lots of things that I've seen.
No,
you know
you
those
do
Instagram
7 or 9.
accounts that'll like post things like if you're a 6 and they have all those qualities where I'm literally
Abby
like I
Hamilton.
read them or my friends read them and they'll send them to me. They're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
yep, there you are.
So have you ever listened? Who does it? The songs? Have you listened to the songs?
Oh,
I mean, you will probably cry. Like
it's-
I don't wanna
can't
cry right now.
I can't.
Ian told me about this band, and they wrote some songs. Each song is about the internal experience of being the number that you are. It's like
Oh my goodness.
you
So
will cry. You will cry. You'll be like, you were in my head, man.
no. So like one of the lines. So in the one for 6. So it's Atlas. And then it's just.
band.
I think the album is.
we can't play it.
Sleeping at Last. Yeah, we'll get shut down by the
Yes.
YouTubes.
The Wizards.
There.
Oh, it's Sleeping at Last?
Yeah. Does that mean something to you?
Yeah, I know who that is.
Oh, that's the band,
No,
Yeah.
Maybe
no,
that's-
this band's called Atlas.
or maybe the album is.
No,
Atlas.
let me
I don't
see.
know.
No, the band is called Atlas. Atlas 6.
No, it's Sleeping at Last. I'm singing a song in a wedding by Sleeping at Last next weekend.
Is the name of the song a number?
It is not.
Okay.
It's got to be different. Yeah.
So
No, Sleeping at Last is the
so
is the
they
band.
do one for every number,
All right, I'll look them up.
and like the one for 6, it's a little bit depressing.
Of course it is. See, I am. I just proved
But
it.
like one of the lines in there is, "God, I'm so tired of being afraid."
People at home are gonna watch this later. Like I'm specifically thinking of like one of my mentors. She's gonna love that. Like just that one statement because I just talked to her about that similar. Yeah, great.
So it's
I feel
uncanny,
seen.
kind of the
feel vulnerable
level
right now.
of
It is.
accuracy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's
Okay.
really
it's
good.
good.
I'll have to listen to it.
And for those of you that don't know what we're talking about with a bunch of numbers, that's the Enneagram.
Yeah.
It's a personality assessment.
There are people who are powerfully opposed to the Enneagram, and then there are those who are
Live by it.
powerful. Yes. Yeah, they're like defined by it essentially.
Yes.
And I think that's a dangerous
It
route,
is.
right? I mean,
you can't do this, you can't be this because you're a 6 or you're an 8 or you're whatever.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Uh-uh.
But there are unhealthy. I think that some of the best, besides Ian Cron, some of the best information I've heard about Enneagram actually came from Ruth Haley Barton. Ruth Haley Barton, you know,
Talked about her a lot.
she's amazing. She's amazing. Transforming Center, check it out. But she talks about the ancient roots of the Enneagram. Enneagram was never meant to be a strength finder. It's literally meant to be something that identifies flesh. Sinful tendencies and weaknesses. That's what the Enneagram is for.
and Cron, he teases that
Yes.
out in his material. He talks about the what's the deadly sin
Yes.
associated with each
Yeah.
Enneagram number.
Yeah.
And so that is kind of that expression.
Well, a lot of those personality tests do that. They do the like this is what you are, and then they'll kind of flesh out like the opposite of that. Like what your what is it called? Like your how you have to compensate or something like that. Do you know what I'm
sure.
talking about?
Yeah.
Like it'll say, you know, this is how you have to be in social situations because these are things that are hard for you
Sure.
or whatever. Like it's kind of the same principle.
So I haven't read it yet, but I have on my shelf a book by Tim LaHaye called The Spirit Controlled Temperament.
Bro,
Have you read that one?
I have read that book.
Okay.
So it shocked me because it was Tim LaHaye. I'm like, wait a minute. Like this is the
Wait, like Left
this is
Behind?
the revel. Yeah. Like I'm like, what?
He was around for
He's
a long
the
time
dude is a
before he did Left
theologian and a
Behind.
pastor.
Yeah.
Yeah, this dude is
Okay.
that's a legit book. That should be read often.
So I have that on my shelf. I know. Well, you know, Chris, my counselor.
Yes.
I've referenced him. Right.
Yeah.
Like
He told you to read it.
He encouraged me to read
Oh
that
man,
book. So
that's a great book. That's a really good book. Get your highlighter out. It's an exciting book. He is very much more relational, I think, in his approach to the Enneagram than other people that I've encountered. Yeah, which I like.
good stuff.
Yeah, yeah. There's Enneagram's kind of kitschy right now.
It is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's been
It
helpful.
can be helpful.
It's been
Yeah.
helpful in my life.
And we took that years ago as a
Yes.
team, and it brought
It
a
does
lot
help
of
in a
insight
team environment.
into like, oh,
yes,
this is
why.
can explain some of
Yes.
the whys behind people.
A lot of those personality tests are so helpful in a team environment because then you learn why people are the way they are. Like, oh, this makes total sense. Like,
Why are you the
They don't
way
hate my
you are?
guts. So, have you taken Working Genius?
yes,
What are you?
Can you remind me of what the things are? Because I've taken so many personality tests,
Right.
like with work.
Widget. So
yeah.
it's wonder, invention, galvanizing, discernment, enabling, and tenacity.
Shoot.
You have 2 working geniuses. You have 2 blah, blah, blahs.
Competencies.
Yep.
Competencies. And then 2, like,
Working
frustrations.
Yes. The frustrations is the thing I was trying to explain just a second ago.
Yes. That's
like
what
where
made me think of it when you said
okay,
that.
yes,
was like,
because that's the
we
one
got to
I
talk about
took,
working genius.
And I really want to know now.
With Patrick
and I feel like it might
Lencioni.
be in my...
Yes, which is a really cool tool. I mean,
I don't hire at my company without people taking that test
I took
in a
it-
management role.
I took it with my supervisor.
Yeah, we talked about it. That's right.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Because hold on, I got it right here.
Okay.
Let's see what it is. What am I? Because you were surprised. I remember we talked about this and you were surprised.
I mean, being creative, you wonder if
What do you think they
I
are?
has to be either your genius
Should
or
I-
a competency.
Should I check and see if you guys? What do you think I am? This is
I
fun. I
think-
like this game.
I think you.
I think you're a galvanizer for sure.
Your
That'd be my guess.
genius. You think she's a she'd be like you and Ryan then.
Yeah.
So I think
Ryan's
you're
IG, but I think you're G and something else.
I think her genius is going to be I and T.
Invention and tenacity.
You are closer than you are.
Okay.
Wonder and tenacity.
Wonder and tenacity.
You are the girl, me.
We've talked about this.
Yes.
This, I'm having deja vu. We talked about this in the first podcast.
Did we talk about the widget?
Yes,
Okay,
because
that's-
said yes. No, galvanizing is a working frustration for me.
Really?
What does that even mean?
Galvanizing is like
aren't-
getting people stoked to do
You
things.
aren't naturally okay.
You
let me,
do it.
Yes.
Okay, but you don't like to do it.
Okay.
I got you. Okay.
Rasika and I talked about this yesterday
No, that's
because
real.
of my entire day yesterday. I was like extroverting from 8 a.m. until 8 p.m. And I got home and I was like, I don't want to talk to anybody. I was like, I can't. But I can turn it on. Like I can get people super
Same thing.
pumped and behind this idea and this is a great idea and let's change it all. Let's just start
Burn
over.
this down,
But
start
then
over.
like at the end of the day, I'm like, that was exhausting. So that maybe that's why it's a working frustration because it's something inside of me that I desire, like the wonder part of like, ooh, let's make it all wonderful. And like I am like the tenacity of let's get it done and let's do it. But it exhausts me. I'm an extroverted introvert.
Yeah, ambivert. So
Is that
I
what
listened
it's
to a
called?
yes, I listened to a
You can do both,
podcast
yeah.
recently, and there's some new brain science coming out.
Oh no.
Yes, that is the whole ideology behind extroversion and introversion. There's new brain science proving that it's not true. There's less truth to that.
Everything about my
In
life
what
is a
sense
lie.
though? Because I mean, you
in the
get, you
sense
get,
of definition of like what you're made of, constitution. So it's more
But I think
about
some people view it different.
Well-
some
Yes.
people think that I know what you're. Go ahead, boy version of me.
Well, now I'm curious to see if what I say is what you're going to think.
Okay, I'll let you know.
You have different ideas about what that is. So
Yes.
some personality assessments will define it as extroversion means I'm energized by people. Introversion
Yes.
is I'm energized by time alone.
solitude.
The temperament material, particularly, I said this, you heard that, they define it differently. Extroverts are people who process externally or out loud. So, for example, Nicole, my wife, she's a yellow. She's an extrovert on the temperament scale. She likes to talk things out. Like when she's processing,
the first handful of things she says is not the reality.
correct. She's
Yes.
thinking out loud.
Same.
I'm a blue, so I am
Guarded.
introverted on that.
your
I
words.
process internally. I'm more like I don't want to talk it out. I want to think through it all by myself before I bring anything to the table.
Do you think that that's because along the sides of the 6 that you're afraid of being wrong?
So sort of this comes, I think, from being the wing 5, because one of the core fears of a 5 is being perceived as being incompetent. And that is definitely a truth in my life. Like I do not want to do something if there's a good chance that I will fail. Like that, like I try to avoid those things.
Yeah.
At least if people are going to see it. I could fail in private,
Right.
all over the place, whatever.
Interesting.
But it's that desire to be
We should do a
seen as
podcast
competent.
on Enneagram, maybe. Just like get
Man,
our.
I wish it was this one. I have so many thoughts in my head right now.
Well, spit some of them out.
We're already at like
We're over an hour.
we can make it A and B. I have the power to do that.
Side 1,
It's
side
true.
2.
It's true.
No. I it's interesting because like I'm the opposite of that as a 6 wing 5, but I think that I've shared some of this with you lately of the things the Lord's doing in me, of like just kind of helping me process through a lot of insecurities and things that I've allowed to like impact other people in a negative way. But when you said that, it reminded me like, so that fear of being incompetent to me expresses itself in it can be an aggressive like overcompensation. So like defensiveness, and like I've literally just been dealing with this in the past month, and it has been like wrecking me. But I told JB, like I was having a conversation with someone, and what came to mind was what the Holy Spirit doesn't transform, we transmit, which was exactly from Chris Conrad. And we're getting deep now. And it's funny you said that, because I was thinking like I'm an external processor. So I am still I would consider myself introverted. However, when I feel insecure, I feel like I need to talk my way out of something. So I'm like, oh, well, if I start talking, then they're going to think I know what I'm doing. And that can come across as like an aggressive or a defensive behavior when that's actually not what I'm feeling inside.
You're just trying to find your way.
Inside, I am like terrified and thinking I don't actually know, but I'm the kind of person who doesn't enter into vulnerability very well. So I'm not willing to just sit in silence and people, because I'm constantly thinking, what are they thinking about me? Do you know what I mean? Like, so it's interesting how that is the opposite.
Josh and I have both talked to the same guy, a counselor at Desert Streams in Kalamazoo. I've talked with another guy there, but I've been in spiritual direction for the last 3 years. Have you ever considered that?
What is spiritual direction? I mean, I'm in counseling, but not. I don't know what that.
So spiritual direction, it's ancient as well, but it's not counseling or therapy. So it's where where a person in your life asks careful questions and holds silence with you sometimes. Sometimes I cry with you. Sometimes I don't even know how to describe it. Well, the first time I went into spiritual direction, I thought this was going to be like an elevated therapeutic method, like counseling, because I'd been to counselors. And it's not that.
Interesting.
But my life has been utterly and completely changed by it. Completely changed by it. They use a lot of Ignatian practices, so a lot of meditation and a lot of the prayer of examen is a big part of spiritual direction. So they're asking you, if you're familiar with are you familiar with the prayer of examen? So you're basically coming to find out what are your consolations, like the things that bring you joy, and desolations, the things that are like bringing you angst in your spirit. So a spiritual director will help you determine the answers to those questions. Where are you feeling the smile of God, and where are you feeling desolation or distance from Him? My spiritual director always says the same thing. He'll pray in the beginning of our sessions, and he'll say, Holy Spirit, help us to be present to you in this meeting, and help us to dust for the fingerprints of God in Josh's life. So he's looking where God is putting his finger on something, whether it's good or bad. It's not always happy clappy. Sometimes it's like, I didn't recognize that I'm actually really hurting and grieving in this particular space in my life. I didn't see. I was just like pissed off at everyone around me.
But that's actually what I'm going through right now. Like is that, and I've had people who are lovingly walking through it with me, but realizing what is actually happening. Like it's not, I was thinking it was one thing, because I'm a very performance-based person. So I've realized that I find a lot of my value in what I can perform and do for people, instead of what I like need to let Jesus be. And that has been like a big lesson, but it's the similar thing of people asking hard questions to me, and also entering into those ugly moments and being like, I see something in you that like you do not see, and I'm letting you know. And those are painful, really awful, devastating moments, but they're also the Lord's kindness, because the Lord like graciously walks us through those things to say, like, to use other people to allow you to see what He's trying to get your attention on. And we don't always pay attention. But yeah, that's exactly what I've walked through in the last like 3 weeks. So it's interesting that you say like, cause
Yeah.
it's very similar to.
I'm going to email you a link to a person that you could potentially connect with if you wanted to.
Okay, great.
Her name is Sid.
Okay.
Sid Halscalf, I think is how you say it.
Not Sid the Sloth off the Ice Age movies.
I know what that is, actually. I do know. It's got big buggy eyes and buck teeth, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yep, I remember
My kids
now.
love it.
John Leguizamo does the voice.
John.
Did you ever watch that movie, The Pest?
Yes.
The
No.
opening sequence. Oh my goodness,
No.
it's a super stupid movie, but you should just look
It's
up.
so clean and decent, right?
I
Wasn't
don't think so.
Josh
Was it
is
like
like, did we watch the
Spaceballs
same
and like
movie?
Princess Bride?
It's never. It's like a spoof of what's the movie with Ice-T where like they hunt him. Did you ever watch that?
Oh.
The Pest is like a spoof on
I
that
don't remember
movie.
that. I did remember that.
I completely
Where
have
like
no
they
idea.
like
These
you've got John
wealthy guys-
Leguizamo.
These wealthy guys buy the character that Ice-T is playing, and they let him loose on a large, like a 50 square mile island, and all these wealthy dudes flying on helicopters. They've got weapons. Y'all, that will happen eventually in culture.
Oh, gosh.
That's going to happen.
Here we went.
Reality
There we
TV
went.
is going to go there, but whatever.
But yeah, so John Leguizamo does like a spoof of that whole thing. But the opening sequence is him like singing and dancing in the shower. I mean, it's not. I mean, it's clean because he's in the shower. There's soap. It's clean.
You got to edit that out. That joke. The dad joke.
Should I tell the?
I don't know.
Okay.
That's up to you. If
no,
you
no,
feel
no.
it's appropriate.
Because I was gonna tell the joke. I heard a joke yesterday, and it was wonderful. But I was like, Haley, if you think it should not be on the podcast, I will not. I will not.
man, I'm
I mean,
scared.
you could
Listeners,
do it,
viewers,
and
I'm
then
scared.
we could cut it if JB afterwards says
I'm just one voice here.
no. But I think it's an important voice because I am not sure how I feel about it.
Okay,
being
well
on the podcast.
then we'll not do it.
there's
But
a
it
check.
is
We'll not
hilarious.
do it. Because if you already have a
When I click stop, you have to
unease.
tell me this joke right away, though.
I will.
Okay, good.
100%, and then you'll probably agree with me.
Okay.
I think
And then I
that you
think we
will.
should pull some espresso shots.
well, I do have
Did you
a meeting
Did you
back
have
at
a
church.
like
so-
a deep theological question, or was that a joke?
No, I just would like to have some espresso.
No, earlier
Earlier
you
you
said
said
I
something
have
about
a
a
deep
deep
theological
theological
question for
question.
you at the end.
Oh, no. Yeah, it was going to be a total joke. Like,
yeah, right.
do you think
I
that
figured it was.
Jesus is more present in Sturgis, Michigan than he is in High Clown Mountain Tower?
On that note, this has been episode 51.
Chris Tallman, I apologize for calling your town High
No,
Clown
he
Tower
wouldn't say-
Mountain.
It's not
wouldn't
his
say that.
town. He
It's
didn't
not.
grow up there.
He
He's from
didn't.
Ohio.
No, he's
So,
not.
I thought it was
Those from
Virginia or
Cleveland.
West
West
Virginia.
Virginia.
Yeah.
No, he hates Ohio. That's
He
right.
hates Ohio.
He hates Ohio.
Yeah,
I remember.
no, he's-
Sorry,
JB
Chris.
is even more sorry that he just
Yes.
said that you were
Yeah,
from
I remember.
Ohio.
He's from, don't you dare say
does
he's
not
from
like
Ohio.
He's not a Buckeyes
No,
fan.
he's from West
Nobody
Virginia.
at our churches. I mean, I don't know.
There are a couple actually. So the Falkensteins,
From West Virginia?
half of them are.
Oh,
No. So they're Ohio
Ohio.
State fans.
Yeah,
They're
don't.
divided. Like half
We
of
don't
them
talk
are
about
U of
that.
M, and then half are
Schrocks
Ohio
are
State.
Michigan State fans, which we've got some state fans. They're about to get something coming to them this weekend. Michigan against Michigan State.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm sorry, Spartans, but
I do not follow
y'all are not going to win that game.
any of that.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this has been episode 51. It's a crapshoot. That's what this has been. I mean, that's
Mixed bag crapshoot. There's the title. Got it.
Maybe.
Slash,
You know what?
yes. Mixed bag / crapshoot.
I feel like the algorithms, the SEO is going to grab that.
Actually, you know
So-
what I should do? I should say mixed crap.
Did you? No. Yep.
We're leaving it. Okay. Listeners, viewers, if you would, after watching this,
Comment below. Tell Haley to move to Michigan. I'll
Yes.
set it for you.
no, we want you to like and subscribe. I'm not sure if I should ask that, but like and subscribe.
No, you
This is still better than the Russia episode. In fact,
They don't
They
know
don't
what
know
you're
about
talking-
that because it got cut.
oh, darn. Well, let me tell you, Josh and I had an episode where we talked about the war in Russia and Ukraine, and not even that wasn't even the episode.
I'm
but,
off camera right now on
but
purpose.
we went.
Y'all.
No,
wait, y'all.
We went sideways.
Y'all.
I mean,
I texted JB while editing this video, and I said,
and we had a question already. We were like,
I said, I do feel that maybe we should not have an episode because at the beginning of the episode, you told the story about John's wife carrying a bullet shell.
She did.
On a plane.
I mean, that really happened. No. They took it away before she got on the plane.
I understand they took it away. Yes. But like, that was the beginning of the episode. And then you literally went into a conversation about Ukraine. Mm-hmm. And then you started talking about Russia. And I texted JP and I was like, do you want to keep subscribers or no?
Yeah, this was...
Do you think we have like a lot of
podcast? Maybe I'll just put it back because at this point we just told them that it was there.
Do you think like we have like a huge pro-Russia,
No, it wasn't about that. It was more just about like you never know. Well, I know what it was. I know what it was. It was the episode where you were talking about sexual identity and gender identity, and I felt personally that it withdrew like. Or it took attention away from like the really important part of that podcast. And I didn't want people to be distracted by like, I can't believe they talked about Russia when like you guys were talking about something that's super important.
This is why we have a great producer. Yeah. So like and subscribe to episode 51. Sharing this helps us probably the most when you push this out onto your platforms. We're so close to that 1,000 subscriber mark on the YouTube channel. So please do that.
Once we get to 1,000 subscribers, Haley's going to move to Michigan.
Ooh. Chris?
No, I don't know. She did not endorse that statement.
Chris texted me. I'm going to tell you this. Chris texted me a screenshot. Oh,
I'm nervous right now.
No, he texted me a screenshot of the weather in Hightown, America, Carolina, whatever
Here's the thing. Like, you guys want me to move up here and you can't even say my own hometown right.
It's not your hometown anymore. That's what we're saying. Okay. We're living in the now.
Okay, got it.
So he sends me a picture of the
Hightown.
Hightown's weather, and then Michigan's. They're virtually the same.
Absolutely not.
That day it was.
Okay, but not on Friday.
It was 51 and like rainy.
That day it was.
Okay.
But when I left North Carolina.
Maybe that was his joke.
When I left North Carolina at 5 a.m. on Friday morning, and because I texted you.
Yes.
It was 78 degrees. Ooh. And I landed here in Michigan and it was a wonderful 52 and rainy.
Yeah.
And I was like.
That would be tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then last night we left you, so it was pouring rain. It was like 45 degrees. And Rasika was like, come on, Haley, don't you just love this Michigan weather? But it is like that at home right now, so it's okay.
Yeah. The weather can be not great here, but the fall is nice. And the Midwest summers are
The summer was amazing.
Unbelievable.
I absolutely loved summer here.
The humidity is not as bad. I mean, it's really nice. But
yeah, because I mean, we're in high mountains, so.
Yeah.
So there are mountains.
No. I was joking.
Okay. I was like,
facetious.
I got it right.
It's High Point. High Point,
North Carolina.
I'm not sure what the High Point is.
High Point. That's the cheap handguns.
Let's end this episode.
It's cheap. They're like knockoff. They're like knockoff Glocks. They're called High Point.
Longest podcast episode
ever. So you're gonna have to like double speed us.
Hope you enjoyed this mixed bag crap.
Come back next week. We Are Radiant will be episode number 1. Ryan is Ryan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ryan's bringing the next message.
Lots of cool things being launched next week.
Is there? Okay.
all the new branding is coming out.
Cool.
I mean, wait, awesome. No, it's not.
What? Scratch that.
Yeah. No, I'll keep it.
Edit that part out. Maybe.
Absolutely not. No.
Hey, we'll see y'all next time.
Look at you getting that in there.